Woo-hoo-hoo, son, we got us good in here, buddy. This is going to be the biggest one of the day. Look at that hog. You had it right there. Hey guys, today what I'm doing is I'm going to idle around and I'm going to use my side imaging to try to locate some brush. Like right here, you see some brush. I'm going to try to locate brush, stumps, brush piles, laydowns, rocks, anything like that. And what I'm going to do at the beginning is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to mark this. Mark this area. I'm kind of go. There looks like there's two of them. I'm going to put it kind of in the center of them there. So I'm going to do some idling for a little while, and I'm going to mark several of these areas like this if I can find them. And then I'm going to come back and I'm going to throw my Livescope down and see if there's any crappie on them. I don't know if they're in this depth of water. I haven't been fishing this shallow. I've been fishing in deeper water. But we've had a lot of rain here lately, and the water temperatures are fairly cool, 72 degrees. So I'm just going to see, I'm just going to check it out. You never know unless you go out and try those areas. You can't always assume that they're going to be in a particular depth of water every time you go. Now, I understand that there's certain times of year that they get out there into deep water and they stay there, and every day you can go to catch them like that. But that doesn't mean that there's not fish up in shallower water too. So, and sometimes you might be able to catch large schools in deeper water that are keepers, and you can get up into some shallower waters and you may not catch as many, but the ones you catch are bigger fish. So that's what we're going to try to find out and see. And and that's just something that you never know from day to day, unless you go all the time, obviously. If you go all the time, then you're going to see that, there's a pattern like that. But if you're just trying to go on the weekends, you never know if they're going to be in 30 foot, if they're going to be in 10 foot, or, 25 feet. And the only way to find new areas is to spend time looking on your electronics and graphing around and seeing what you can come up with. As a guide, I get kind of locked into fishing the same areas over and over and over and over because they produce for years and years and years. And I know at this particular time of year that they're going to go to this particular type of cover. It doesn't help you learn when you do that. You're just kind of doing the same thing. It's repetitious. And frankly, for me, it gets kind of boring. I would prefer to be able to go out and look and search, and that's what I've kind of committed to doing this year with this channel, is to try to get out and show people the different ways and different techniques of how to catch these fish so that you don't get kind of locked into doing the same thing every time you go. So I made a swath down through this area, and you can see a couple of little spots that I marked here. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just kind of get outside of where I was and go back down through here again. So, kind of gauging maybe the area that I wasn't being able to look at. I'm going to go up here this way, and then I'm going to turn around and come back this way and this way. I'm going to zigzag around up and down through here to see what I can find. This takes a little bit of time, but it'll sure help you out, and you'll be able to find the fish a whole lot faster. It's probably a good idea too to kind of make a little journal when you're done at the end of the day. You can write down how many fish you caught, off of which one, on that particular day, what the water depth was, and then that'll help you in years to come. Okay, I've done my idling, and I've got my spots marked that I want to try to fish. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pull up to them. I'm going to stay off of them, and then I'm going to use my trolling motor and my Livescope over there to try to get up on them to see if there's any fish down there. Now, if this was in deeper water, I would just idle over the spot and I would check it with down imaging to see if there was any fish inside there. But since we're only in 11 feet, 12 feet, I'm going to just stay off away from them. I'm going to get close, and then I'm going to slowly approach it because I really don't want to run the big engine over something in that shallow water. And here we are. Now I'm going to come up on with what I marked there, and I've got it right out there, between 15 and 20 feet. Just right out over here. Just going to make a short cast out there, let it go down and see if there's some down there. I think I see some down there close to the bottom. This isn't a very big piece of cover. Oh, one hit it, boy. Golly bum, shoot. Knocked the fire out of it, man. And I missed him. Caught me counting my change. I'll make another cast in there at that. You'll find that on these smaller targets, there won't be as many fish around them as you can find around a large brush pile or something like that. But you're liable to get some good ones. You know, they just sometimes some really big fish will hang around just individual pieces of cover out there. There's one. Look at that. Second cast. He doesn't feel like he's a very big one. Nope, he's not. Here I was talking about big ones, and then this one got it. But you just never know. The second cast out there, that's not too bad. Let's. Okay, I think I see a bigger one down there. Let's see. Let it go down there to it and see what happens. They can hold really tight to that stuff sometimes, and you can't really see how big they are. There's another one. Look at that. As soon as it got down there. Now that's a better one there, guys. Ooh, yeah, that's a keeper there. Yeah, we'll take that all day long. I still see that got, when I did that, now when I caught that other one, that last one there, another fish come up and kind of started moving around, maybe looking for his buddy, I don't know. There's another one. Look at that. I made 4 casts, 3 fish. Another small one though. This particular stump, I was saying that sometimes there's some bigger ones on them, but I guess this one is one of those that has the small ones grouped up around it. But they're fun. And see, I've never fished this stump. I never fished this at all. All I did was use my side imaging and find it, and then come over here with the Livescope, and I can't really see any fish down there on Livescope. Every now and then I can see one just kind of, something kind of moving. There's another one. I can see something moving a little bit down there. Another small one. And you don't always find the big ones, you know, but uh-oh. I'll tell you something else I do too. I rub this, I don't know if you've seen it in my other videos, but I'll rub that jig on these fish sometimes. And to me, it's sometimes just as good as using a nibble. But I just have always done that. I've always added that little fish scent on there. I don't know where I picked that up from. I tried it one day and it seems to work. There's another one. There's another one. He's not bad. Another good keeper. And that was on the 5th, was that 4 fish and 5 casts? I don't know. I can lose count when they biting quick. You think that rascal didn't want that little jig that George built? Man. Man, that's a good looking jig and a good looking fish. I'll give it one more cast or so, and then I'll probably move on. You know, it's not a big deal to me if I catch a bunch. I'm just looking for new places. So when I'm searching for new spots, you know, it doesn't really matter if I catch a lot of them off of it or not. There's another one. Golly. Man, he's another little guy. That's 6 or so. Man, shoot. Be still, you. Okay. Hey, I'm gonna move now. I could probably just keep catching those little guys out of there. I don't know. But I'm gonna show you real fast before we go. That's a very, very little piece of cover. And those fish are holding down, sucked down on the bottom right there around it that you can't even see them unless you get to, you know, really pay attention to your Livescope and you've got some time on it. You really can't see that there's a bunch of fish down there, but heck, I've caught, what did I catch, 6 or so already, and there's a lot more down there. But I'm gonna move to another one, see if we can't find some that's got some bigger ones on it. And I marked some right here close together, so I'm going to turn my distance out here and see if I can't find them with the Livescope instead of using my my side imaging. They were just right here close. Okay, now I'm on the other spot here. It's right out here to our left. I think I see something crawling around down there on the bottom. It's a little bigger piece of cover than what the other one was, so sometimes you have to dissect one that's bigger like that. I didn't make a good cast either, darn it. There's one though, first cast. I didn't make a very good cast, and hey, I think this is a nice one right here. Woo-wee! Yes, sir. Looky here. That rascal's jumping like a largemouth bass down there. Daggum. Yes, sir. This is what I was talking about finding on them isolated pieces of cover. Look at here. Golly. Come here, you. Look at that one. Yes, sir. And look at this. Look at where that jig is down in there. Can you see that? She wanted it, buddy. Man, what a good fish. All right, let's get this big girl back in there. All right. First cast on the second spot. You know, I hadn't been fishing. I guarantee you I hadn't fished 10 minutes. And that was a good one there. And it's all because I took the time to do some idling. I probably idled for 30 minutes looking for different pieces of cover, and I found a few of them, 4, 5, 6, I don't know. I marked them, and now we're going to fish them. You know, now I'm fishing them. And man, that was a great one. You know, these bigger pieces of cover, the fish they're not scattered all over them sometimes. And if you don't make the right cast, you may not get close enough to them to make them react. So that's where this Livescope really comes in handy, is making sure that you can make the exact cast that you want to on that particular piece of cover that you're fishing. Now, old school way, I would have thrown my marker buoy out there and you know, just casted to the buoy. I would have known where it's at. But now that they have this type of technology, this is a whole lot more efficient to do it quickly. Golly bum, that's another good one. Woo, lordy, get in here, girl. Shoot, this stun gun here is loaded up with some big ones. Golly, look at that. Big old white crappie, man. And they are eating that thing too. Gee whiz, they get it. Man, they get it. Nice fish, man. I'm telling you what. In some shallower water. You know, it's like I was saying earlier, just because it's, you know, almost June doesn't necessarily mean they're out there in the 20, 25 feet. Now, there are fish that deep, don't get me wrong. Don't misunderstand me. I catch those fish, and those are the fish that I target with people most of the time because they're in larger schools. These are smaller groups of fish on individual pieces of cover that are in shallower water. Goodness gracious, 2 casts and 2 big ones, man. Shoot. I like that. Golly bum, there's another one on the 3rd cast. He doesn't feel as big, no sir, he's not. And it's a black one, I'll be dang, mixed in with those white crappie down there. Hey. Yeah, a little black crappie down in there with them. You know, I didn't move up, but maybe 25 yards from that first spot that had the little ones on it. Oh, dadgummit, I get a bite every cast out there. Doggone it, I got one in the boat without a fish on it. What's the matter with me? I'm slacking. Just slow hopping that thing off the bottom out there. In and around that piece of cover. That cover's laid so tight down, you know, it's not like a brush pile that sticks up in the water column. This one is, you know, it's laid down close to the bottom. And those fish are holding really tight to the bottom. And see, had I graphed over that with my down imaging, I may or may not have been able to see those fish. They're holding so tight down into the cover there and so tight to the bottom. They're not like largemouth that you can really see, you know, that make a really good image. There's another one. Another little guy. Oh. Alright, if you noticed, I caught those couple good fish initially when I first pulled up here in my first few casts, my first couple casts. I caught big ones consecutively. And then I've had some small fish bite since then. A lot of times, those bigger fish are the first ones to bite. So, what I'm fixing to do is, I know there's more down there, but I need to hit some more area here to see about these other places, you know, so I can know which ones are holding big fish and which ones aren't. So I'm going to move to another spot real quick and see what we got. So we've been fishing maybe, I don't know, 15 minutes. Okay, now we're going to set up on spot number 3 here. Let's see, I'm going to cast it out right there. See if that's the cast. There's one. Another good one, man. Golly, that is a big one. Woo-hoo-hoo, son, we got us good in here, buddy. This is going to be the biggest one of the day. Look at that hog, you had it right there. Golly, look at that rascal. Gee whiz, look at that bait, boy. You talking about a mouth, man. Look at that, he's got it choked down in his throat there. Man, what a fish. What a crappie. That is a big crappie right there, guys. Thick across the back. She's post-spawn, so she doesn't have a whole big belly on her, but man, that's a big one. Wow. Well, let's put her back in there. First cast in there, I got broke off. Make another cast and that one grabs it. And it didn't have my jig in its mouth, so I guess it wasn't the other one. Maybe I'll get that one back. I've caught them before, after, you know, a little bit later and catch them and get the jig back. All I'm doing, like I say, is just cast that jig out there. I'm just trying to swim it. There's one right there. Dadgummit, that's another good one. Just trying to swim it over that cover. Another good keeper right there. Try to swim it over the cover. Sometimes I'll bounce it off the bottom. I've got 6-pound line and an 1/8 ounce black and chartreuse hair jig. That's what I'm catching them on. Like I say, the skies are gray today. Black and chartreuse is always a good color anyway, but especially on days that we have low light, I believe they can find it a little better. I'm sitting in about right at 10 foot of water. There's another one. And I mean, it is every cast you throw out there, you catch a fish of some kind. Or at least you get a bite. Let me say, I can't say every cast, because every cast you got to catch one on your first cast, and I think I made a first cast without catching a fish. But you get the idea. I'm setting off of the cover. The first part of it is about, I'm going to say it's around 5 to 10 foot away. And I'm making casts out there about 20 foot away. And I'll just swim that little jig back. Look at that, another good one too. Look at there. I'm telling you what, boy. Nice crappies, man. Golly. If you put in your time and you do your idling, you mark your spots, you can catch your limits quickly. You don't have to spend all day out on the lake, which that's fun, but you know, I've been doing this going on 26 years. I kind of like to go home. So if I can catch them, if I can catch them fast, that's what I prefer to do. But I know not everybody's as blessed as I am to be able to do that either. So there's another one. Every cast, you know, I did a bridge video a couple days ago, and if you hadn't seen it, please check it out. I thought that it was going to be the, you know, the quickest video because I was catching them so quick, and now here I am tied back up with it or better with this right here in shallow water. I mean, I'm catching them just as fast as I did there, but they're bigger. So that makes it even more better if you ask me. Mo better. When they're bigger, I like it. Golly, there's another good one. Dadgummit. I mean, it's just, ooh, man, I'll tell you what, you just can't beat it, man. Golly. Look at them. I mean, they're just beautiful crappie, man. Beautiful. There's another one. Golly. Hey, that may be a catfish or something. I think it's a catfish. Yes, sir, Mr. Whiskers. Look at him. Look at you, eating crappie jigs. What's the matter with you? Don't you know you're a catfish? Huh? You're not a crappie, you're a catfish. Act like one. You're not supposed to be eating crappie jigs. Golly, dadgummit, they always get it so tight. Hey, you think George's jig ain't good? Boy, it's a multi-species jig, I'm telling you. Get out there. Slime my hands all up, slime my jig all up. Another cast. May and June are just excellent times to go crappie fishing. And just to go fishing in general. Such nice, pleasant weather. Golly, looky here. Looky here what we got. Ooh, another good one. Dadgummit, I'm telling you, this place is full of hogs, man. Look at them. Come here. Golly. These sun guns is wearing me out. Oh man, and they eat it when they get it. Another big one. Another big one. Oh, uh-oh. I missed one. I didn't even jerk on him. Oh, Gertie, come back after it. Another black one. Hey, that's a little better black one, though. Yeah, that's not a bad one there. You know what's crazy is I'm catching a lot of these black crappie, big schools of them in 25 to 30 foot of water, and then I get up here in 10, and here's a bunch of them still up here in 10 foot too. You know, it just shows you that there's always multiple patterns going on every day you go. You know, they're not always all in deep water, they're not always all in shallow water. They're in multiple different areas, and the only way to find out is to get out there and look for them. You know, just you got to put your time in, use your electronics, and you're going to catch a lot of fish. You learn how to use your electronics, you're going to catch a lot of fish and a lot faster. There's another one. You're going to catch your limits faster, and you're going to catch bigger fish if you learn how to use those electronics. Look at this, another really good keeper. I appreciate you guys joining me. We'll see you on the next one.